Hi, I'm Peter Nixon from PDI Online with another de-escalation tactic for you when you're in the middle of stress and conflict. Today, the tactic number 35 is to forgive others genuinely. Forgive others genuinely. And forgiveness is tough, right? When you're aggrieved, people say you can forgive, but you shouldn't forget. Well, there's some truth to that. Forgetting would suggest that you may be vulnerable to loss again in the future. But forgiveness is incredibly important because if you don't get over the loss, it can kill you. It can wear you down over years. And so I'll give you an example of that. I was subject to an ATM fraud. Years ago, I lost a lot of money. It wasn't my fault. And I became very angry that the bank involved, HSBC in Hong Kong, had not put in place the IT protection that they had put in place in other jurisdictions like the UK and Canada. That because of the absence of those online protections that existed in other jurisdictions, the fraudster in Hong Kong was able to get away with a relatively easy ATM fraud. And I was the person who lost the most money. So I was very, very, very upset with them, and I will never forget. But I have forgiven in a sense that I haven't taken them to court. I asked them to repay everything. They refused. They offered to pay 1/250th of the amount lost, which I laughed at. And because if you accept their offer, you're basically accepting some form of negligence. And I refused that because it wasn't my fault. It was somebody else's involvement that caused the problem, but it was the fault of the fraudster. And we had all the audit trail of all the money. So it seems to me that in this day and age, they could definitely find the money. And not only that, but the bank insurance that we all pay for also refused to back up the consumer banker and wholesale bankers that I knew that were also affected by the same fraud. They got paid, whereas my lowly self as a consumer banker was forgotten, which is very sad. It was a business account en plus. So I didn't want to live with that. I didn't forget, but I more or less forgave them and moved on and continue to bank with them, believe it or not. So that's tactic number 35. Forgive others genuinely. It will help you, and it will help move things forward in those stressful conflict situations because we carry on, right? You can't just get hung up and stuck on conflict. You've got to move forward. So remember, the quality of the dialogues we have today directly influence the quality of our future tomorrow. I'm Peter Nixon for PDIonline.thinkific.com. Register to receive tactics, and you'll enjoy learning more about dialogue, negotiation, and conflict resolution. Good luck.